medium height. If he was not obviously tall, he did not appear to be tall, and he did not appear to be short. And the Prophet ﷺ was complete and perfect in his manhood, but he was not extremely tall and he was not extremely short. So this is a description of the body or description of the height of Allah's Messenger ﷺ. He was of medium height. As for his color, then Anas ibn Malik describes that the color of his noble body, he describes that the Prophet ﷺ was not extremely white, and neither was he very dark. So again the Shaykh said, we see that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was of medium complexion. He had a medium complexion, and between these two complexions, or two colors of being very, very white and being very dark. Then the Shaykh said that this color, or all these colors that we have amongst us, the difference in the colors of our skin. First the Shaykh said, so his face, his body and his face was of medium complexion in his color, such that he wasn't extremely pale, such that there would be no beauty or no goodness in his face, and neither was he very, very dark. Rather, he was medium. And this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's grace. This is the grace of Allah which He bestows upon whom He wishes. The Shaykh then says the differences that we have amongst our colors as children of Adam, differences in our colors go right back to our original creation from when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam from the earth, and he created him from the different types of earth. So he was created from a handful of earth that was taken from the different forms of different types of earth, which in itself is of different colors. So he was taken, a portion of him was taken from the red or brown earth, and a portion of him was taken from the black earth, and a portion of him was taken from the white earth. So our colors that we have and the differences of colors we have go right back to the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam, and He created Adam from the different colors of the different types of earth. And just like the earth is different in its colors, it also has different qualities and natures. Some parts of the earth or some types of soil and earth are barren and rough, some are smooth, some are fertile, and so on and so forth. And in a similar manner, we find our characteristics, our character and our morals and behaviors or our characteristics and our temperaments are also different. So the Shaykh said, the color of our skin goes back to how Allah Ta'ala created the children of Adam, and it has nothing to do with us ourselves. It's not something that we've earned or something that has anything to do with us ourselves. And there is no superiority of any one color over the other. The white color amongst people is not superior to the brown or the black, and vice versa. Brown skin, or what is known as red skin, or black, having a black skin, having a black color is not superior to being white or to being brown, and so on. There is no superiority or virtue of any one color over the other. And then the Shaykh said that in reality all different colors have a portion of beauty with them. There is beauty in all different types of colors, and the different people, they know this and they recognize it. So, this beauty though, the Shaykh said, which is found in all different kinds of colored skin, is increased in beauty by Iman, by having faith and true belief. And that's why the Shaykh said that if a person wants to increase or wants his face to look more beautiful, then he should stick to this deen, he should stick to this religion and follow this religion, study it and learn it and pass it on. As the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, may Allah illuminate the face of one who hears something I have said and preserves it and passes it on as he heard it. So here Allah's Messenger ﷺ made a dua, he made a supplication for people who preserve and study this religion and pass it on, that Allah would illuminate their faces, meaning illuminate them with the light of beauty and Iman. Now we go back to and the Shaykh said this beauty which comes from sticking to the religion and from the faith, this is the real beauty. This is in reality what beauty really is. So the Shaykh said, going back to the hadith of Anas, the description, here he describes now the hair of Allah's Messenger ﷺ, and likewise he describes that his hair was medium in its type. It was not totally curly hair, and neither was it absolutely straight hair. Rather, it was medium in its height, such that it would have been slightly wavy or wavy type of hair. This is a description of his hair. So, we find therefore that Anas ibn Malik describes in this hadith these three matters about the physical description of the Prophet ﷺ, his body, his height, his color, and his hair. Then Anas radiallahu anhu went on to describe another matter, and this was the sending, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the Prophet ﷺ as a messenger, as a prophet and messenger. So he said that Allah ta'ala sent the Prophet, or commissioned the Prophet when he had reached 40 years, at 40 years of age. This was the time, the Shaykh said, at this time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala illuminated the earth after it had been dark. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy descended after a time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had looked at the people and was angry at his creation for their disbelief. He looked at the Arabs and he looked at the non-Arabs, and he was displeased or angry with all of them except for a small portion of the Ahlul Kitab, as occurs in Hadith. And at this time Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused his message to descend, and he illuminated the earth with the sending of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. As Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam himself said, I am a mercy that has been sent to you. I am a mercy that has been given to you. And then Anas ibn Malik said that Allah's Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam stayed in Mecca for 10 years. And this Anas said in by way of brevity, by being brief, because in reality we know that the exact period of time was 13 years. The Prophet ﷺ stayed in Mecca for 13 years. And this is the habit, the Shaykh said, this is the way of the Arabs. One of the styles or one of the ways of the Arab speech in Arabic language is that they used to, when mentioning numbers and periods of time, they would leave off the units. They would round up to the nearest 10 and leave off some of the units in order to be brief and concise in their speech. So that's why we find Anas here saying 10 years in Makkah, when in reality it was 13 years. The Shaykh said, for example, a person, an Arab might say, it's been 20 years since we've done such and such, or 20 years have passed since we've done this, and it could actually have been 23 years, 24 years, 25 years, like this. Then Anas goes on to say that that Allah's Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stayed in Medina for 10 years, and then he goes on to say that Allah's Messenger ﷺ was caused to pass away by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the age of 60. Again, the Shaykh said we say the same thing. Anas here is shortening the number, rounding the number up and omitting the unit, because the precise age of Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he passed away was 63 years. He was 63 years old. So, and then he goes back, Anas ibn Malik goes back to describe something of the physical characteristic of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says at the end of the hadith, and at that time he alayhi salatu wasalam did not have 20 white hairs in his head or in his beard. So this means, the Shaykh said, that Allah's Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam only had a few grey hairs at that time, and they were such in number, so few in number, as occurs in other narrations, that they would not even be able to be seen sometimes when the Prophet ﷺ combed his hair, or if he oiled his hair, if he groomed himself. The grey hairs were so few in number that you would sometimes not even be able to see them if he had oiled his hair. So this is the first hadith the Shaykh said, and the Shaykh that we will end the lesson tonight with just going through this hadith, because we started a bit later than intended.